jumping straight into it here. We got a couple of seconds before this loads up, but we are going to be on board with, is it Isity? Is that how that's pronounced? I'm assuming so. I'm gonna go with that. So we're on board with Isity, pushing onto this P1 hill, going underneath to vents, looking to see if they can find anything. London Royales are able to get on hill, able to pick up one, able to convert to two, picks up a couple of big kills from the flank there, and this is going to be a big hold from London by the looks of it. We've got Sydney rotating in through mid, but that was a big opening step for London to be able to find those kills and get these kills.
Yeah, and the early lead going the way of the London Royales, but on a hill like the P1 of this hill is usually a lot more scrappy in those contenders, but it looks like players are really trying to set up. It looks like players 6 and 3 this interaction point as both players contest, and it looks like it is going to be going to the Royales their way. We do have players set up in the spawns for P2. We have number 2, that's Kyle, as well as 3 and 4 not coming off spawns for the side of the Sydney Dingoes. So they did do that early setup. It looked like there's some slaying by the side of Socrates and Socrates and player on the top green side. As we put in here, we are going to have kind of a scrappy P2. It looks like as we say that, it's like Sydney Dingoes are slaying out and forcing these spawns out to P3.
Yeah, this is a really back and forth. I thought London came out really hot on that P1 and they looked really good. The gunners were stellar, but Sydney jumped right back into it. I don't know why, but both London players pushing on the hill immediately turned left. They entered there expecting to see someone, but I'm Just Kyle is just doing work on the backside. He's just chilling there and able to get a couple of key kills that are going to put Sydney up here, sitting at 5 and 2 and Luke Cross sitting at 8 and 4. This is really big for Sydney. All they need to do now is make a correct rotation, get the proper kills on the backside, and be able to set up for this backside hill. But it looks like it's going in the favor of London as of now. We really need to see a break from Sydney if they want to be able to do anything on this hill.
Yeah, Mr. I am Kyle, Mr. I just got the scrap, Mr. I am on a 6 and 2 5 streak. Part of the hell not taking out all the trophy extra points. He gets taken off by the player in dark, so he was as we say that, players are getting the retake here through the front of Tool. Fight here as players start to come through dark as well. This contest on the hill is going to be starting coming through as the Sydney Dingoes are able to close it out, and right now, they are going to be able to pick up the rest of these scraps, but the players of the London Royales are on the next hill, and they have that early setup. A great positioning here for the players dark, as well as the person that is on the cat and green looking for these crosses and these pushes. Isity is doing what he can to kind of get these players as they come off spawn, to kind of get this map positioning for this P4 hill, and as we say that, the demanding kind of lead going the way of the Sydney Dingoes is starting to close here as Socrates is on a 5 streak of his own. With all this time getting soaked up in hill, that's 6 streaks and a kill, multi-kill, a 7, make that 7. If you can get one more for the streaks, that would be huge right now. Try to put player on flat, and he is able to pick them up. And that QBZ is so dominant, and he gets another one as well. He's able to get both streaks come through as I'm Just Kyle does take him out. But as we say that, start to come through, they were a fraction of 15.
Yeah, Socrates coming up big with a bunch of kills, but I think a couple of things to note within these first couple of rotations. What I noticed was Sydney really took advantage of 2 back-to-back. That tank side hill is stereotypically a big money hill. They were able to break it appropriately, hold down enough time to get a big lead, and then they're able to make the eventual rotation to be able to break that backside hill. That's a spawn hill. That's one of those that doesn't get broken very often, and Sydney was able to break both of those hills back to back. Their slaying ability right now, their ability to make those rotations and wake up and figure out what's going to work, it's huge. So yeah, Dak on this 7th streak here, sitting up top catwalk, is able to get a bunch. The time is going in the favor of London Royales, but Dak is sitting back here hoping to get some streaks in it. It does look like he has the artillery waiting for him to use. He unfortunately goes down, and the rest of this time here is going to go to the London Royales with the rotation into P1 looking likely for them as well.
Yeah, and you know, it was a great job on that hill went the way of the Sydney Dingoes, and just like that, London Royale are able to flip the lead by a margin of about 10 points. I do want to mention so that hill Dak was 6-9, so he managed to get, you know, that 7 streak and really turn things around. And I think that as an individual player, that's kind of the momentum to get back, you know, snap back into it and really get ahead of the game. And you know, as we say that, the rest of this P1 time looks like for the time of the London Royales is they set up here early and first from that last P5 location, and they managed to get all of this time so far. And it looks like, you know, we say it all the time, but if we're talking about this is another one. Socrates with another 5 streaks.
He's 27 and 8
on a 27 and 8. Using this hand so deadly as the early setup again for the London Royale on this P2 looks like it's gonna be working in their favor with these spawns, as it looks like, let's see, the player on their team just spawned back to back breaks number 4, so they are actually, no, I'm sorry, I lied. He spawned P3, so the spawns are actually going to be in favor of the spawns. I apologize.
Yeah, so it looks like this hill with 41 seconds is going to get broken by Sydney Dingoes. I would love to see a member of the London Royale squad try and flip these spawns here. At number 7 in the mid, unable to convert on the kills there, but Sydney is giving up time on this hill. He has enough time to slide in and contest and get some time off of this hill, but Sydney is giving up some of that valuable hill time that was getting back in this game. They were sitting there at probably 30 seconds with no one on the hill, and London is focusing on rotating to the next. They're like, you know what? Take the scrap time. We don't care. We're going to sit up. We're going to try and get this 16 on this hill. And I'm just Kyle going big with that hill there, able to stay alive. Able to get the kill out of you as well. I'm just Kyle snapping on a dime and waiting for his team members to catch up to him in order to get these kills rotating. I'm just Kyle with the third on a 3 streak, on a 4 streak. I'm just Kyle is I'm just going nuts.
And actually nuts. And you know, again, we like don't count either of them out. Here, as we do the next P3, we have a slight lead of 30 points going the way of the London Royale. But again, the way that they were, you know, at the time of P3 in this first rotation, we do see the early setup on the side of the Sydney Dingoes, and it looks like he can to break that setup. It does be a huge 2-piece to take out the trophy. Not shooting bodies. I got excited for a second. He was shooting bodies, but he did not do that. Of course, being the rec league, we do want to keep good vibes here as we go forward. The early setup and spawn, like with players flying out of that brick side of things, they're going to force spawns out here into P3. Player number 2, I'm just Kyle, and player number 3 as well, and 1 are spawning up that P3 side. So this time, all of this time so far, in the transition from P2 to P4, the last 6 minutes or so has gone.
And Hotbox, just as I say that, I was going to mention he was on a 6 and eventually goes down. London Royale is making this kill. They are putting in the time, they're getting the kills, they're making the rotation, they're following up through the trades, they're able to hold down this hill. Dak comes in from behind, gets chopped down just like Dak Prescott, unable to get into the hill, and Sydney is trying to make anything happen here. London probably willing to give up this scrap time to focus on rotation, and it looks like they're going to do just that. Twitchy trying to get some shots in, unable to make any connect here. That Semtex is going to take Twitchy out, and Lucross is able to take out Hotbox, but it's going to set up a little bit of a tricky retake here onto this next.
Yeah, and some of the early time going away of the London Royale, 20 seconds left to go. You know, they do want to see that icing on the, if you will. They want to see the Royale cheese, that cheese top to close it out. London only needs 20 more points to close it out. City does just hill as players are coming off of this tank spawn. Sydney Dingoes are forced now to fight back from these spawns as they do momentarily narrowly, unfortunately, the players drop in such a dominant control here for the side of the London Royale, as with 5 seconds left on the clock, they are ticking down as a contest comes through. Players are setting up for new rotations are coming to the square, and he just does not care. Socrates doing what he can to stay up and continue to flood this hill. They cannot win off this hill, and so a third round of hills in this P1 top. The time going to be contested for the time through. Players dropping left and right, and Sydney Dingoes does manage to retake the time being. Trades are coming through on that dark side of the moon. Hotbox in this vent box as he's trying to rotate on a flank, and players for Sydney Dingoes are staying up. This is huge. This light trade does not come through. You know, are we about to see another perfect game of COD from Sydney Dingoes?
We sure need to see a perfect game of this match. Dak able to get some shots in, test this hill over, and get a couple of key kills on to maintain this hill. The biggest thing is you've got number 5 over there, Socrates, already set up on the next hill. We need to see a break from Sydney if they want to stay in this match. They have to break now, and they have to get in. It looks like they're not going to be able to, and London Royale is going to take the win. And as you know, I said Socrates was my player to watch. I think I'm sticking by that. And as the actual Socrates once said, he is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains in fights against the enemy. And that is exactly what Socrates did, putting up 40+ kills to lead London Royale within not only the S&D space, but within Checkmate especially. I think this map is really interesting. I think in that last cast we had of the last game, we talked about how, you know, maybe running 3 ARs and 1 sub to run mid lane is an advantageous strategy. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we're going to jump right in. We're going to be on Socrates, our player of last game, back with the QBZ. I am all about it. This is exactly what I wanted to see from him, an aggressive Tetris push here. And Bomb is over on A site. If we remember what I said last time, I wanted to see an A-bomb play, and that's exactly what we're going to get off to. This is an exciting start to this matchup. We rarely ever see it, and we're seeing some odd weapon choices here from some of the players. We do see a team kill come in. Socrates able to hold down this angle. He is sitting at 0-0, but it is a 2v1 situation. Socrates and Icity on deck. They are able to pick up the kill. Socrates gets the 1 and the defuse. So the round 1 is going to go in the favor of London Royales.
Yeah, so that odd gun that you pointed out, MP5 .5 sight attachment on top. And personally, I'm surprised that we're not seeing more MP5 played regularly after this patch. I think I touched base on that briefly just because the rate of fire is pretty high. The sprint speed, I think, is the fastest gun in the game for sprinting, if I'm not mistaken. It's used by a lot of ARs to get their intro sprints out of spawn before they slide out and switch to their AR for map positioning. So for me, it's gonna be a good sub to use. Although I when I get home, I'm gonna class. And as we head into this round 2, we're still on board with Socrates. He's on a 1-0 streak here, and he's been sprinting directly to these power positions, right? He's an AR is gonna challenge him, dropping on that wing side. In a 3 versus 2,
oh,
a 1 versus 3.
Socrates! He absolutely melted him on that.
Right, and probably surprised to have died that way, but too, and it looks like the players of the London Royales are pretty split. It looks like they really put bombs down, and they're hoping to play maybe for information more than anything else here. But I would like to see both these players link up and play each other's trades if possible. It looks like there is at least one person, Socrates, looking over the player with the bomb. But right now, it's a perfect opportunity to rotate to A and plant. He's doing just that. It looks like
another A hit.
Yeah.
2 in a row. We are hearing all the statistics on the CDL of how there's only been, 3 bomb plants on A site all season so far? And we've seen 2 in this map. and Socrates is the last alive. Justin goes down, and it's a 1v1. I'm just Kyle against Socrates, our 2 players to watch from last map. And there's that MP5 out again with the odd scope. Really haven't seen that used too much. It is kind of a closer range weapon, so seeing it with a longer scope is the sight. But it looks like I'm just Kyle is going to have to get out if he wants to get this done, but waits it out just enough.
Oh, wow.
London Royale able to convert out. Socrates gets the kill onto I'm just Kyle with a few seconds to spare. But right here, we're going to see that excellent play from Socrates, the finish and then the snap. This kill was stellar. He able to recognize that and able to turn around and finish that off. He's sitting at 4-0 right now. Sitting pretty. Our player to watch in Socrates is living up to the hype.
He's playing the 4-0. You know, he has worked towards streaks some here so far. We're not seeing that reflected in the cam, unfortunately, the glitch in Codcaster. But in a checkmate map, unfortunately, like the streaks don't really lend themselves that well to this map. But on a 5, there is a 6 kill streak as one of the challenges out as he's laid down a 1 versus 3 situation now for I'm just Kyle. Right now, you gotta anticipate these players are flooding. They are on the hunt for Kyle. As Kyle in this situation last round, doing a great job just allowing these players to push and getting the important kills as they come in. It looks like this MP5, this main AR power position MP5 with this long scope is just holding down these lanes and getting information. The time being, Socrates doing what he can to try to flush this player out as he's making a lot of noise here on this plane wing, running around, switching weapons and reloading. Checks bomb, realizes he's not there, but I think that they know that this player has not left the plane yet. And, you know, it's crossing over, reloads again. And I'm just Kyle, this battle royale back and forth for the London Royale. Sydney Dingoes doing what they can to stay alive. He gets flown out on Socrates again with a huge
7-0
kill.
Yeah, it's
you can tell he there. The player slid out onto wing, had the event, but unfortunately the shot is not landing in the yeah, no, again, the crux of this match so far for me is just how well Socrates has been able to slay out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know with the ACOG scopes were in discussion for a while. I don't know where they landed, especially on the MP5. New, so I'm not sure where that falls in. An interesting choice, but Socrates sitting at this 7th streak on my favorite heady on this map of all time. Unable to find anyone in there, but it's going to be a lot of stacks inside that middle plane. Socrates is holding down this wood site, hoping to find a pick somewhere. We're still waiting on the first, and the first blood comes in from I'm just Kyle. I'm just Kyle on the side of Sydney Dingoes, putting the team on the back and really putting up those kills as well. We're seeing a variety of interesting tactics from these teams so far, but it looks like we're going to see our first real coordinated push onto a B-bomb site.
Yeah, and as we say that, you know, Justin is slowly inching his way up here as he elects to jump out and rotate as he does get some information, and obviously he's in a 1 versus 3 situation with a bomb. Really difficult to come back from this. The Sydney Dingoes have full control of plane, and now they do know this player is back stairs, as you see number 3 on your screen, Twitch flanking around, number 2 as well, just doing what they can to pinch the player who does drop here. And Sydney Dingoes on the map, on the board here with a disadvantage. But again, with Search, and especially a map like Checkmate, it really comes down to taking it one step at a time and being patient and winning those important gunfights and not really, you know, allowing yourself to make those first blood mistakes.
Absolutely. I think Checkmate as a map is 100% a chess map. They call it Checkmate for a reason. It is a map that you have to play strategically. It is about picking them off one by one. It's about the strategy. It's about how you approach everything. And Socrates is approaching it the right way by the looks of it. Sitting at 8-1, making the rotation around the backside here, trying to find out what his team needs from him in regard to defending this bomb site, and it looks like he's just going to sit on wing side as Hotbox is on top of bomb and is waiting for the Semtex is going to go in. Unable to connect on anything, but and Hotbox notices one, able to convert that information and convey that over to his team, and they're going to continue to try and. I'm just kind of able to pick up one. Able to pick up the second. He picks up the big 2-piece. It is a 2v1. Can he pull off the 1v4? You know, it's very possible. But Socrates up here on this wing has been absolutely dangerous today. And he finishes it off again. It is a mirror of map 1, or of round 1, with the slide out and Socrates winning every single time we've
that. And it was I'm Just Kyle in that round as well who did the same exact thing. And so I think, you know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. What is the... Okay. What I'm trying to get at is maybe third time's a charm. If we see that instance again, maybe, just maybe, they start to shoot quicker. For me, I would have liked to know what that round would sooner in the round as the players start to drop. But, you know, as we say that, the defending Sydney Dingoes, Kyle with an 8-4, we're on board with him. He doesn't get taken on, unfortunately, but with the life count in favor of the London Royale is 4-2. The
FFAR. It came out. I said I wanted to see it, and we're seeing an FFAR coming out. Dak coming up the backside with a Milano. We're seeing a variety of weapons. We saw an MP5. We saw a Krig. We saw an AK. We've seen every single major weapon so far. And the kill comes in from Dak, able to pick it off to can he finish it? He finishes it on the bottom side, and we're in a 1v1 against Hotbox.
Just going out. Does not get the last kill. London Royale's up 5-1 on this map.
Unfortunate for Dak to the last very possible that it could have gone in his favor, but we are looking at a very significant margin here on the side of London Royales at a 5-1 round count as of now, and it's all on the back of Socrates. Plato predicted it. That's probably why he's a philosopher. Socrates is at the top of the leaderboard, is slaying out, sitting at 11-2, is leading that team. But we are seeing just a beeline push onto this bomb site. But wow!
Oh my god!
It ended as quickly as it started. That was probably the quickest round of checkmate FB I think I've ever seen, and it goes in the favor of London Royale.
I was gonna say that the first team to win a defensive is my opinion. I mean, an offensive round. I'm sorry, is going to win because unless we see that you know it seems severely one-sided in the attacks, then that defense is to win. So you know, as we say that, we'll see if kind of those predictions start to flush themselves out as Kyle's huge flank push. As a lot of people try to do that as a great way to retake the players are stacking this. Not able to get this player jumps right over him. Looks like progress going the way of the tick so far for the London Royale. This is kind of like what we're saying, right? So we need to see that the offensive sides are going to be winning this stack, but with the momentum kind of being on the side of the London Royales, we don't know if the reason why this offensive side for them is working out so well because they are the better team here, if that's what we want to say, or because their setups are just working more in their favor. You know, as we said that a tick is coming, is being de-ticked, progress is you know, going down on both sides. Lives pretty even across the board, and we do see a stack coming out here for London Royale. As certainly this is more capped than it is, as players are going to be getting taken out on the side of London Royale. If they get that 1 point, they have 2 full minutes at the B point. We'd anticipate players maybe slowing things down, finding their lives, and really starting to kind of just regain for those B spot pushes.
Yeah, I love the attack out of London. They get one tick off on B, and then once the pressure comes on B, you've got the entire Sydney Dingoes squad coming over to B because they don't want to lose B. And as soon as we recognize on the side of London that, you know what, they're all going to stack B, let's send one A. Let's get A started. Let's figure it out. And they're able to hold A, and now they got one-ish tick on B. And what I'm really seeing here that see some improvement on is we need to see Icity and Hotbox coming up big here. We've got big numbers from Socrates and Disgusting, but we need a little bit more there. But this B zone is quickly being capped. We can see a contest come in. Hotbox God goes down. It looks like City's going to be able to get a little bit of time off of this, but Socrates comes up big with the triple, and Icity follows up with the quad. They're going to full stack this, and they're going to take the B on the attack. Your prediction of the attack may just come true.
But it's the control is so, you know, it's trying to, you know, think about what you saw. The control is so back and forth, and all you need one 4-piece as a team to force those spawns out and stack the score and win. That was really close in Socrates 3-piece. I could have definitely gone the defensive side of the Sydney Dingoes, but that 3-piece was huge in securing it. And if we stay on with him, the fourth streak, and see if he can kind of mount up to these streaks, as he's just shy of about halfway there. You know, this intro stun is going to give him some information, and he does not cut it actually, so he's probably against the other. And with 3 players down, chances are 4 down now. They are certainly going to push out for these spawn kills. Number 4 on your screen doing just that. And all 4 are going to be going this A side. Great position to catch these players on the cross, but he sees the cross, and he does get taken out. Socrates taken off the players now. Number 5 on your screen is the only person stacking this hill, as the other players of the Sydney Dingoes are still coming off spawn. Number 2 continues to be a nuisance, and Icity is going to get a pinch here and taken out. And so right now we need to see Sydney Dingoes get some kind of coordinated effort to push onto one of these spots.
Yeah, we're seeing come out, which is an interesting change here. Kind of middle tier weapon, falls almost in that XM4 category. I think the interesting thing about the FFAR is it just doesn't have quite the range that the XM4 did, but it's got that firepower to compete with an AK up close. So we're seeing a couple of those come out. The kills are obviously going in the favor of London Royales. They're on the life count. Dak able to pick up one big one under plain side. Are we going to see one drop down and take him out from behind? We are. Hotbox guy comes down. Socrates with the backup from the backside, sitting at 12 and 6. Lacrosse able to pick up one. And is going to help to hopefully secure this 3rd tick on the A side. We do see a flank coming in from Disgusting Justin, hoping to see if he can't find where they are. Pinch came through, and they're able to take this tick off with no one approaching B on the side of Sydney Dingoes. They are in do or die mode right now. They need to make something happen. You got 25 seconds, and you're down by 11 lives.
Start to see the panic kind of come through, right? I think as players are spawning, they're making this individual push and kills, not getting. Number 8 do a good job of getting that trade there, but number 1, this is a fight here on the hill. As he is going to take out players, unfortunately getting taken out by a nade. That is a huge nade there by Justin, as Justin also takes out his second. Just like that, a 15 life advantage for this round.
To see that. You really do hate to see that. This is heavily leaning in the favor of London Royale right now. Sydney Dingoes need an extremely strong defense showing right here. We need to see them be able to push through, get that 4-piece off the rip, or a 3-piece, or whatever that may be, and then push those spawns, hold them back, get a clear life advantage, and then force them to take a zone.
Absolutely, and as we say that, I believe at this point are up about 20 lives. So in order to mount this, let's forget about round 5 right now. I mean, they need to get there, but this this round is the crucial one that they need to win here on defense. As for the time being, the lives are at the advantage of the Sydney Dingoes, as they are able to kind of get this first wave of kills down quickly. Kyle does a good job of pushing up and trying to play some information. A player just to his right there on the A bomb does playing, so does maybe get the information now that the player has shot, but it looks like he's elected to kind of stay in spawn. Play the spawn trap. He's gonna do a good job here of flanking onto this B point as players do. And as we see, that 6 go the way of the City Dingoes. A third about to come through. No, Lacrosse is able to blast off the hill. So now players of the City Dingoes are anticipating doing a complete wrap to the A spawn to get some information. And see right there with 2, a third coming out of green. Cross being watched by Twitch. Number 5 and 7 to defend this A point. Trades coming through. 7 and 6 cutting through mid, getting the other trades. That situation, a huge win it. So Hotbox here manages to retake the position. 2-piece, a 3-piece of it going on the hill. Hotbox is on a 6-kill streak now. Just to say that he can get a 7th here as players for sure he can. So a 7-kill streak. Time on the hill. Players are stacking. 2 ticks on A coming through. There is a life advantage. However, the 7-kill streak with some time on the hill, I anticipate. Actually, there's no streaks set for Hotbox, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to use it as we move forward in this round. But all the London Royale needs is 1 more tick.
I think the thing that Sydney Dingoes really needed to do earlier on in this map, in particular, or in this round in particular, rather, was set up your spawn holding more appropriately. What they did that kind of cost them those 2 ticks on the B bombs or on the B side, was incorrectly kind of holding those angles, holding some of the lines, but there was a blatant gap kind of under that plane wing where a couple of London Royale members were able to sneak under that wing and pick up a couple of ticks uncontested. So they really set them up London set themselves up for success on that B site, and then were able to take A, and now they've got a way easier job just to get 1 tick off of this. I don't think he saw Twitchy. I'm not sure how he didn't see him, but ran right past him, and Twitchy able to get the kill, but Hotbox trades with Twitchy. I'm just Kyle, recognizing the players dropping down. Does pick up the kill, but gets taken out by Isity as well. Isity with that dog. Holding this time, able to recognize that 1 player is rotating around, jump down the hill, able to get the kill on the Dak coming back on, and he has to there's going to be a full court press. Wow, but unable to convert. London Royale with the full 3-0 sweep, and they'll win in the control. They're going to take this match. They're going to take this match. They're going to take the whole series, and it's going to fall in the favor of London Royale with cheese, with soccer coming up big. And in this last map here, Hotbox got with the 7 streak, unfortunately without the streaks, but still putting in